One of the things I think about, though, in the middle of this month of celebrating women is my mom, Frances Scott. I think to myself that had it not been for her sacrifice, her perseverance, her resilience, I would not be sitting here today. Well, thanks for being my role model for the last 55 years of my life, without question. I love a verse, Hebrews 11:1 says that faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. There's a lot of women out there who have hope for something that they have not seen. How would you encourage them to remain hopeful?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. And when you start hoping or believing for something, sometimes it takes a while, or I would like to say it's a process.
Yes.
that it will come to pass.
Yeah.
So it's a process.
So when I was nearly flunking out of school, you never gave up. Is that a good example?
That's a very good example. That's an excellent example, because I know what you had inside of you and what you were capable of doing.
Yes.
So therefore, I couldn't give up.
That's really good advice for folks who have not yet seen the manifestation of what they're looking for.
Yes.
Sometimes the longer it takes for the manifestation to come, the sweeter it is when you see it.
Yes, very true, very true, yes.
Another question for you is, obviously you're the strongest woman I know, and I thank God for that. Who's the strongest woman that you know?
The strongest woman I know is my mom, and she's deceased now.
Yes.
But she is, and still is to this day, the very strongest woman that I know.
How come?
Well, her faith,
Yeah.
her belief in me. Even when I was growing up, when you did something wrong, Mama never put you down. She always encouraged you. She motivated you. Mama was a praying woman, so yeah, she was the strongest woman I know of all the things that she went through and endured during her times.
1922,
1921.
rural South Carolina,
Yes.
black woman.
Yes.
What did grandmama have to overcome to be the woman that she became, to make the woman that you have become?
A lot of negative, a lot of prejudice. She wasn't a well-educated woman. She went to the 8th grade. She went to the 8th grade, so
Yeah.
she wasn't well-educated. So just looking back, I never saw my mama complain about anything. And even though the struggles back then was totally different from what I came up in, and even this time, this era now, but I never heard them complain. She never complained. So to me, that made her strong. She was able to endure whatever came her way.
Yes.
And they were not rich people, they were very poor people, and they were very country people. So it's not like they were city people. They were very country, my mama had very little education, but you would think that she was highly educated, the way she carried herself, the way she spoke.
And she would walk more than a mile to work to clean houses as a maid,
Yes.
walk back, clean her house, feed her kids, and then at some point feed her grandkids.
Yes.
So she had this perseverance, this resiliency that was a part, or she was resilient as a part of who she was.
That's the part, yes.
And when I think back about that, those seem to be things that you have inherited, almost like it's in your DNA as well, that you're strong, you're a praying woman, you're resilient, and you never, ever give up. Can't give up.
Can't get
Good stuff.
impossible.
You started a foundation to try to help single moms. Tell me about what that foundation does and what it is and why you started it.
Being a single mom, very few people come along and praise you or tell you that you're doing a very good job. Being a single mom is hard because there's only just you,
Yes.
So my foundation is about raising up single moms. It is about financial literacy, because I think financial literacy is very important. Having children of myself, I didn't know much about finances.
Yes.
So I think that's very important. Empowering young girls, young ladies today. And of course, one of my biggest one is raising positive children in a very negative world today.
What advice would you give to women to encourage them?
The first advice I would give to women is stay focused. Don't give up. Even when you want to give up, don't give up. There are many times, when I wanted to give up because it was very hard, because you don't know where your next meal gonna come from, putting gas in the car, how you gonna get to work. There are many times when I cried. There are many times when you just really wanted just to give up, but you couldn't give up. I couldn't give up because I had 2 young boys that was looking to me. So how could I give up? I couldn't give up.
So being a model for your kids to follow gave you a strength to endure another day?
My kids has always been my motivation, and to this day, they still are.
I know that I will spend the rest of my life thanking the good Lord for the grace that you placed in my heart, my mama, in my life, my mother. My hope is this, that we all will leave a legacy, footprints in the sand, based on the people who've influenced us. No one more powerful, more influential on earth than my mother, Frances Scott.